What's going on, you guys? This YouTube video here, this live stream is about Keith Thurman, Sebastian Fundora. Yeah. So, not really sure why Fundora picked Keith Thurman as his opponent this time. And the reason is because there's plenty of other, fighters that he could face right now. In particular, Bakram Martazaliev, the IBF title holder. You feel me? That would give him three belts if he was able to meet up with Martazaliev and get that belt. You know what I'm saying? So why not him? Why Keith Thurman? The over the hill, past his prime, once unified welterweight champion, um, hasn't fought in a world championship fight in 6 years. You know what I mean? So it's just a curious choice to me as far as like why Fundora chose Thurman. Okay. Martazaliev is the IBF title holder right now. If Fundora beats Martazaliev, that's three belts. You got three belts, man. You unified with three belts. If you could face him, beat him, get that strap. I mean, that's bragging rights. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of fighters are looking to even be able to get up to the point and reach that position to be able to unify like that. You know what I'm saying? So Keith Thurman, I just don't get that choice. And I don't know if it's politics or what, but one time, he has a desire to fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, sometimes fighters it's hard for them to let it go. You know what I'm saying? Once they get past their prime. And so I kind of get that on Keith Thurman's part. But man, let these young lions fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, let these young lions fight, man. We want some good, solid fights. We know with fighters that are in their prime. You know what I'm saying? Fundora Martazaliev. That's a good fight. Like I said, Martazaliev got that IVF strap. Let him try to unify it. You know what I mean? Like, so Thurman, man. Like I said, I just don't get that one. I don't get that choice at all. You feel me? You got Madrimov over there. He just beat Tim Zoo's ass. Bad. Virgil Ortiz is out there. Ramos, Brian Mendoza, Bokachuk is there. You know what I mean? So um yeah, that's about what, 6, 7 different names in the division. Somewhat closer to um Thurman's age. I mean Thurman's age. Fundora's age. You know what I'm saying? The one I really want to see is that Martazaliev. You feel me? That's for the one. And Terrence Bud Crawford is the WBA champion, but we all know he's about to face Canelo, moving up a few weight divisions. So he's unavailable right now. Um, there is such a thing as step aside money, though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, Keith here. Look, Keith. Yeah. Listen, man, we're gonna need you to step aside. You know what I mean, so that we can make a little something else happen here. We'll just throw you a few dollars, man. You willing to do that? It's not unheard of. It's happened many times before. So, in my opinion, um, I want to see him fight somebody else, man. To be honest with you, I want to see him fight Martazaliev. You know what I'm saying? That's my choice. But we got Virgil Ortiz. Um, but many people want to see Virgil Ortiz take on Boots. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's feeling like Boots has been ducking people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put up a short about Boots not wanting to fight Ortiz and just not working out. And then also Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? Like they couldn't get the weight right on that. I guess he offered to fight him at 152 or something like that. And he's like, well, shit, man. I mean, 147. But I guess Boots just doesn't want to go back down to 147. I guess it's too hard for him to get to 147. He probably walks around in what, between 175 and 180, 190, so it didn't work out with Devin. And that's the reason why he's taking on Brian Norman Jr. right now because, uh, Boots moved up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Marta Zaliev, I think that's the one that I like because they can unify, like I said. But, Bokachuk, that's another good one. Like I said, Tim Zoo, he just beat Tim Zoo badly. And Virgil Ortiz, I still want to see Boots and Virgil fight, to be honest with you. Will it happen? I don't know. It just always seemed to be something going on with Boots, man. And I don't know if he needs to take like more control of his career and start making the decisions and be like, nah, bro, this is what I want to do. This is my opponent I want. It just seemed like Boots is kind of like letting everybody else around him make the decisions. And he's not like stepping up and kind of being, the point man for his own career. You know what I'm saying? So if you sitting around letting other people decide what you gonna do, I mean, they can kind of just drag you along. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say that they don't really feel like you're ready for somebody, but you're ready to do something. You're ready to fight this person. You got to step up and make that decision yourself. Don't just like, just sit by idly, oh, let my team handle it and this, that, and the third, man, because that ain't, and that's with not just boxing, that's like anything in life, man. If you allow other people to dictate what you do, man, you're not gonna get the results you want. So you got to step up, Boots, and because there's a lot of people out here thinking you ducking, bro. There's people thinking that you ducking Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? And I remember just a couple of years ago, I'm thinking that Ennis is like the boogeyman, bro. Don't nobody want to fight him. Now everybody's looking at him like he's a duck. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So that's a little bit off topic, but that's okay because we were just talking about Virgil Ortiz, and um, you know they need to make that happen, bro. Because when you look at it, like Boots is what 28, probably going on 29. He's gonna be hitting that 30 mark pretty soon, and he really still hasn't really accomplished a lot in boxing as far as like marquee fights. You know what I mean? Like it just the resume just ain't there. You know what I mean? And he's well on into his past his mid 20s. He's starting to push 30. Okay, so now it's time to start getting some of these bigger names on your resume. Um, because you didn't clear out 147. You had a chance to. You know what I'm saying? I think um he could have ordered a fight between somebody else that had a belt at the time. I can't remember his name off topic, but there's a fighter that was in the division at 147 that had a belt, and he could have like requested that fight, but he didn't do it. So I mean, there's just like multiple different things that are going down to where it just seems like he don't want to fight like the best fighters for some reason. Like to me, he passed the eye test. Boots, I mean, you clearly have the skills. You clearly can fight. You know what I'm saying? So what is the holdup? Why you need a tune up, with this dude you about to fight, bro? It just don't make no sense, man. To me, there's too much talent there, and uh To be needing to tune up, to me, you should be, you in the gym, you should be staying ready, bro. Now's the time, man, because you're in your prime now, but when you start getting closer to your 30s, that's when you exit your prime. You begin exiting your prime, slowing down, you know. Just a few years ago, people was calling this dude what you call it? Roy Jones Jr. 2.0. Now everybody's calling him a duck. So if you don't fight Virgil Ortiz, bro, soon, you know what I'm saying? End of this year, early next year, bro. I mean, what we really doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, the other thing is, why did you sign a multi, I don't know if it's a multi-fight deal with Eddie Hearn, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you do that? Because just look at what Devin Haney's doing, bro. He's independent. He goes on a fight by fight basis. So he's not getting locked into something to where you're gonna limit yourself. And Eddie Hearn, he be playing these games, bro, with like these fighters, man, like kind of shelving people and shit like that. And I just don't understand that move. You know what I'm saying? You are marketable, and you matched up with the right opponent, bro. Your fights will do some numbers, but you gotta fight him. Virgil Ortiz, you gotta fight him. Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion. Uh, let me know what y'all think, man. Who else? I mean, did y'all think that this dude he's about to fight is acceptable? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's not. It's not. Okay. So anyway, that's Boots. But let's get back to Keith One Time Thurman. I mean, are we even gonna see Fundora even make it to the fight to fight Thurman? Because Thurman is injury prone. You know what I'm saying? So he might not even make it to the fight, man. You know what I'm saying? He be saying that I feel good and this, that, and the third, and I love boxing and everything like that. But I mean, he's up there in age. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Thurman is cool, man. He's a good dude for the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? Like I said, he got a good personality. You know what I'm saying? He's funny, dude. He brings that positive, upbeat energy to the sport. You know what I'm saying? He ain't on that low vibration type stuff. And that's good for the sport of boxing. But I just think as a commentator, man, I mean, or I just don't know about, facing young fighters in their prime right now. Of course, you're gonna do it because you want to get the bag. I ain't mad at that. Like I understand you want to get the bag. So that's Thurman's thinking. But I mean, is he gonna even make it to the fight? You feel me? Because he might get hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. But yeah, offer him some step aside money. You know what I'm saying? Unless that's really who you want to fight, Fundora, because um, it's looking like it's looking like these fighters not really wanting to fight the best competition these days, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's looking like out here. It's looking like y'all just really do not want to fight the best. Nobody want to take an O. Nobody wants to get a loss on their record, bro. To me, that's not a warrior, man. You got to be willing to take that chance and believe in yourself. That you're gonna get somebody up out of there or beat them, box them. You know what I'm saying? That's how the fighters of old were doing it. That I remember coming up, and y'all are not about that life. This, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are not about that. Y'all don't. Nobody wants to take a O. If you take a O, you get your rematch. Then you go back and you whoop his butt. You know what I'm saying? And then if you guys tie it up, then you'll get a third fight. To decide everything. That's 3 fights. You know what I'm saying? But you niggas can't be out here running and all of that and whatnot. And I don't even really say running, but just fight. You know what I'm saying? You like match up with each other, make the stuff interesting. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. To me, boxing is down right now. You know what I mean? It's like it's really down right now. Everybody's looking forward to Canelo and Crawford and everything, but these dudes just don't really seem too eager to fight each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth of the matter to me, in my opinion. Y'all might think something else. Um, but in my estimation here, with this Fundora versus you know, Thurman, like I said, I like both of them, but I just don't want to see that fight in particular. Madrimal, I'm sorry, Mortazalia, Bocacha, you know what I mean? Brian Mendoza, Jesus Ramos. I mean, fight one of them, bro. You understand? Fight one of them, Keith. Not, I mean, Keith, Fundora. Let it go, bro. Give Keith some step aside money so we can see a fight we want to see, bro. All right. To me, that's the best option. That's what I think you need to be doing. And 'cause what we got going on out here right now is not it. Is not it at all. So, but man, I keep seeing the people in the division, Virgil Ortiz, Murder Alia. But see, if he fights Virgil Ortiz first before Boots gets a chance to fight him, and Virgil Ortiz loses, that might mess up the Boots fight. You know what I'm saying? That I think we all want to see. So it's like, I don't know if I want to see Fundora fight Virgil Ortiz just yet. I would rather see him beat somebody else because I just want everything to line up to where, Boots is going to be forced to fight that motherfucker, man. Like, for real. Because that's what I think most people want to see is that fight right there. And eventually, man, the pressure's going to come and Boots is going to have to fight him, bro. I mean, at some point it's gonna really be looking like, bro, you really out here looking like a duck if you don't fight Virgil Ortiz. So you might have a little bit of time to do this and do that and whatnot, but eventually you're gonna have to fight Virgil Ortiz. And if you don't, then everything that everybody's saying is looking like it's true. You don't want to fight the best. You're not the boogeyman everybody thought you was. You ducking all the smoke, all the difficult fights ahead of you. So anyway, that's my thoughts. This was about Sebastian Fundora fighting Keith Thurman. We slid off to the side, you know what I'm saying? Start talking about Boots and who he should be fighting because to me that's a more relevant fight anyway, you know what I'm saying? But I just thought I would give my thoughts on the Fundora Thurman. But yeah, we slid off to the side for a second there. We were talking about Boots and the perceived ducking he's been doing out here, you know. Um, so yeah, I don't know, y'all. Boxing is down right now. It just ain't. It ain't. It's not it. I mean, just think about it. We just saw Manny Pacquiao come out of retirement. I mean, the man 46 something years old, right? Barrios couldn't even get him out of there, bro. Like, I mean, you can't beat a 46-year-old man, albeit he's a legend. in the sport. But bro, I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be in your prime, and you can't get Pacquiao out of there, bro. So like, yeah, we looking at things like that. Like boxing is just it's in a different place now than it used to be. Jake Paul and all this and that and the third out here getting mega paydays. This dude ain't even really a boxer. You know what I'm saying? But this is what happens when the best do not fight the best. We get all this sideshow shit that goes on, all this circus attraction fights and shit. You know what I mean? And true diehard boxing fans are not feeling it at all. You know, there's just like it seemed like a bunch of like kind of um entitled kind of prima donnas out here. You know what I mean? Like everybody's more interested in fighting up on Twitter, social media, than actually stepping into the ring and fighting each other. You know what I mean? And that's what it's become with this social media and all this. Dudes ain't getting in the ring fighting. They'd rather be going back and having Twitter wars and shit, bro. Like that's not what we want. That ain't where it's at. But that's what it has evolved into, though. So I don't know, man. Fundora, give Keith some step aside money. Tell him get his butt out the way, man, so you can fight Mortazalia. Unify them belts, bro. You know what I'm saying? If not, go over there and fight Bokachuk, bro. Mendoza, Ramos, you know. Madrimov's still a contender. Fight him. Just why Keith Thurman, bro? And that's not to hate on Thurman, man. Like I said, I like Thurman. Thurman, the cool dude. Good for the sport. You know what I'm saying? Brings life energy to the sport. But, bro, ain't nobody trying to see you fight no Keith one time. Thurman. Not right now. Not at this particular juncture in time. You feel me? We don't want that. We do not want that. So, I don't know. Let me see what else I want to talk about, man. Mm, I don't want to talk about no sideshow stuff like, somebody jailed, cases and whatnot, all that. I don't want to talk about that stuff. I just want to talk about fights. You know what I'm saying? Um, what's the other one I was thinking about? Oh, Shakur and Tio. I don't think that fight's gonna happen, bro. I don't think Tio want that smoke. I don't think Tio want that smoke. I think he's just out here capping. He's burning bridges in the sport to me. With all his antics and whatnot, everything he's been saying and doing. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was hilarious when after Turkey Al Sheik, got on his head. Next thing you know, he's over there at Mayweather in Mayweather's gym, bro. Like it's just like he and they let him in there. Just called Crawford, what he called him, right? And them boys let him in there. I mean, he called Crawford what he called him. Next thing you know, he's showing up in Mayweather's gym, bro. You gonna let that nigga up in there, bro, after that? Like, come on, man. Come on. What's going on out here in the sport of boxing, bro? I really want to know. Is it all about the dollars? Or, does anybody stand on anything around here, Brian? I just want to know. I just want to know, man. I keep thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Keyshawn. Like, bro, this nigga sending you baskets of watermelon and bananas and all that other stuff, what he was doing, and you still in support of the other dude. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. They asked Charlo about it. Man, like, man, does anybody step up and say any damn thing? See, nobody wants to lose the bag, bro. Nobody wants to put the bag in jeopardy at all. Even content creators don't want to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? They worry about if their views might take a hit. You know what I'm saying? Will they start messing with that algorithm? That's what it's about. You know what I mean? That's what people worried about. They're gonna start messing with my algorithm if I protest what he said. That So I mean, it's pretty much like a straight line. You're gonna see what somebody's standing on, man. You're gonna see what they standing on. Who's gonna step up and say something? You know? And there's certain creators coming out here and getting on your head though if you saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Champ side, he'll get on your head. BFTB, he'll get on your head. Blue Blood Sports TV, he'll get on your head, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're not quiet. Um, Champ side in particular though, he goes in on shit when it need to be called out. You know what I mean? Like just from my memory, things that I've known throughout the years, following him. You know what I'm saying? From what they did to Franchon Cruz Dezern. You know, when she looked like she was fighting that dude, woman thing person. You know what I'm saying? And then they gave her belt back because that was some BS. To the whole thing with Tyson Fury and his gloves and whatnot and all that whole situation. Um, to roasting and busting Ryan Garcia up. You know what I mean? So certain content creators will stand on business, try to play it down the middle as close as possible without being biased and stuff. But I think we all have a little bit of bias. We all have our fighters we like. Anybody that's telling you they don't is lying to you. You know what I'm saying? So, but the goal is to try to be as objective as possible, as human beings, but we are all going to have some kind of bias towards the people that we lean to, that we like. So, but yeah, man, I just think, boxing needs help. It really does. And Turkey Al Sheik has money to throw into it, and that's good. You know what I'm saying? The PBC's been down and whatnot. Uh, so that's a good thing. Trying to sit up in here and mandate how somebody fights, though, that's not a good thing. And trying to call it running is not. Now you can, I mean, Devin Haney he was using a lot of lateral movement. You know what I'm saying? That's true. That's true. But if you watch the fight back, he fought a smart fight. He did what he had to do to win. I'll just say that. Do we want to see that? No, we don't want to see that. We want to see you stand there, sit down, and trade with the dude. And, just don't run the entire fight. I don't want to say run. I just use lateral movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, but not that much, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you know. So trying to mandate the sport though like that, nah, that ain't going. You know what I'm saying? Taco hat. You know what I mean? That ugly dude right there, caping for the zone and stuff. Nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes like that. Yeah, you already know what time it is with them, bro. So like, you know. Um, That's neither here nor there. We ain't even gotta really say nothing about that dude. You know what time it is right there with homeboy. So, um, man, I think that's all I got though, man. You know what I'm saying? I think I talked about a lot in particular, and then I could probably break each one of these situations down more in depth as it comes coming up here. But If you follow me, what I'm saying, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified when I drop new videos. I just had some recent subscribers come to the channel and subscribe. So y'all gotta start watching the videos, man. Y'all gotta start watching the long form videos and the shorts, everything. You know what I'm saying? If you come over here and you subscribe to the channel, watch the content, go through everything and see, watch the videos. That's the only reason why I will have incentive to come up on here, because I got other things going on outside of this. You know what I'm saying? And I could dedicate a lot more time to that. I just like boxing, you know. Love boxing, since I was a kid. But it just gives me more incentive to come on here and try to get this right and do this, do better at this and tighten up. Because I don't be doing these live streams, you know what I'm saying? I don't. I just upload content that I like, you know. So engage with me, man. I'll engage with y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you subscribe to my channel, watch the content. What's the point of subscribing to something if you see somebody on there and you just come in and you leave? You know what I'm saying? Come in, check me out, man. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. All right. So I'm gonna end this one, man. This Lions Boxing and Media. I'll talk to y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.